Thank you again.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Dr. Bonlie, are you there?
I am.
Okay, we really need to talk about the MME, the Magnetic Molecular Energizer. What is this? Why is it so revolutionary? Explain the FDA approval, what's going on in context right now for us. This is a separate, though connected part of the things that you've invented besides your Magnetico sleep pad. Please tell us about it.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that we make two products. The one is the magnetic pad, and the other one is, I hadn't talked about it yet, and that's the MME. The MME is a 10,000-pound device, which is in the investigational stage by the FDA. We operate under what's called an IRB, Institutional Review Board, which is a group of scientists and laymen that oversee what we're doing to make sure the public is being protected. And this is a big device that looks somewhat similar to an open MRI, and it focuses a very powerful magnetic field to the part of the body that we're trying to heal. And it's a DC field. In other words, there's no frequency in it whatsoever, so it allows the brain to continue sending messages to the tissue to tell it what to do. And it has been very rewarding. We are treating most all neurologic disorders. We just setting up a clinic, we're in the midst of it, to treat cardiovascular disorders.
What about Alzheimer's, memory loss?
The Alzheimer's has been quite rewarding. We've done a lot more in the neighborhood of Parkinson's and MS and stroke and cerebral palsy. And cerebral palsy was one of the more exciting things because when we started this, we had no idea that we could grow new brain tissue. And yet we are doing that. We've taken children that are basically vegetables and have them no longer spastic. We have them so they can feed themselves. We have them so they watch TV and laugh at the right time, and they're very loving and beginning to speak, things like that. So it's a very exciting area. Really, we're doing the same thing with stroke. We're actually growing new brain tissue there. And as far as we can tell, and this is only theory, but it's backed up with several different reasons, we are stimulating the stem cells which naturally occur in the brain to proliferate at a much more rapid rate and go out and take the place of the damaged tissue. And one of the reasons we believe this is because there was an experiment done in the University of Milan that showed that in a similar type of magnetic field, they got a rapid, shall we say, development of the stem cells. In 20 minutes, they were making new connections and proliferating. So we figure that's what's really going on. And there's other reasons, too. There's other research that shows that that's probably what's going on. Now, in the heart, you have a multitude of stem cells, and so that's probably what we're doing in the heart is replacing the old dead muscle with new muscle, because I've taken one case for instance, 1/3 of the left ventricle of the heart was completely dead due to an infarction, and in 6 days we had it as good as new, and the man could run upstairs and do whatever he wished, which before that happened, of course, he could only walk across the room without beginning to pant. So this is it's exciting new technology, and our phase 3 studies will be starting with that machine here in the fall, and our first study is on, and we talk about phase 3, that's to determine the efficacy or how effective is it, and that's what we're going to be doing with diabetic neuropathy is the first one, because we have found that we can regrow the nerves back in the feet in a week to 10 days. And
Fabulous.
And the second one that we'll be starting next year is on herniated discs in the back. We found that we can...
Isn't that how you got into the field with back problems?
That's how I got into the original magnetic pad, yes.
Yes, I'm sure that's how many solutions are found around the world, is that you're struggling with, your own difficulty with something and nobody has the answer, and you end up on an adventure, on a journey until it's found. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. We're live with Dr. Dean Bonlie, who is a world-renowned expert in magnetics and magnetism. He is in Alberta, Canada right now. I'd like to open up the live telephone lines and invite all of you or any of you to call and introduce yourself and direct a question to Dr. Bonlie and or myself, 1-877-625-3724. Let me repeat, 1-877-625-3724. Please feel free to give us a call. In the meantime, we're going to continue. Dr. Bonlie, the electromagnetic energy also has a pollution capability. How do we protect ourselves from the level of electromagnetic pollution inherent in a cell phone universe now, and television, microwaves, also the unlimited amount of microwave stations that are being placed around the United States, which most people don't know? What do we do aside from having your bed as a first line of defense?
Well, you mentioned quite a few different things here.
I like to send them all at once.
Use your cell phone quite judiciously, not long periods of time. In other words, keep your conversations short.
I don't think Americans know how to do that. Don't know about the Europeans, can't tell you about Southeast Asia, but I hear that it's getting worse, not better, in terms of longevity.
Yeah, and keep the conversations, down to within 5 minutes. And that's the first thing with cell phones, because they do seem to be quite a problematic thing.
And I hear the antenna also, it's better if the antenna is not coiled on the inside, but that there's an antenna on the outside in terms of going into the inner ear and the brain. Is that true for you? Is that what you've heard?
There's research being done on that, and I think that there's some legitimacy to that. The best thing is those earphones that, so that you have your cell phone remotely from you. So you just have the little earplug in there.
Yes.
And that actually is the best way, and you see quite a few people doing that.
Doesn't that send the electromagnetics into the inner ear on a closer level?
The work that's been done on that so far shows that it actually is better.
Really?
Yeah, because you don't get.
Here come my earphones.
You don't have as strong a magnetic field. But anyhow, let's go on to some of the other things. The microwave, just stay away from the front of it.
Yes, we do have a caller, Dr. Bonlie. Let's bring Lady Carla Davis from Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
And really mix you up over there by asking yet another question when we haven't even let you answer the second question. Lady Carla Davis?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good
Kim,
afternoon.
And I'm just thrilled with your show. It is so interesting. I wish the whole country was listening in.
Thank you.
And Doctor, your information is really interesting. I'd like to find out, too, if there's a contact to reach Dr. Bonlie.
On Monday morning, 9 o'clock Rocky Mountain time, the office will be open here, and it's 1-800-265-1119.
1119.
Would you like to repeat that one more time to reach Dr. Bonlie in Canada?
1-800-265-1119.
1119. Okay, thank you so much. And Kim, I'd like to find out also if you're going to have available CDs on the transcripts of all your shows, because they're so interesting and fascinating. I'd like to share them with a lot of my colleagues.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Yes, we will. And also I want to thank Mark Mendez, who stepped in to graciously set up the website in a very short amount of time. We will have CDs available a few days after the show. Thank you for asking.
Wonderful. And I'd like to make one more suggestion. You've had, several shows. I know you had one recently on water, which some of us have missed. And, of course, I hope that down the line you'll be able to repeat some of these shows, the one today and the one you had last week. I really hope that you'll be able to repeat them. I would highly recommend that.
Thank you very much. I'm definitely open.
Again, and tell all our friends and colleagues about them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We had a show last week on something called primary water, and we introduced, actually, Bill Cox, another renowned pioneer in the area of water locating, has introduced the world to primary water, which is water that is available into perpetuity, that is inexhaustible, that's above the Earth's magma. And it's water that has nothing to do with rainfall as we know it. It is literally not trickle-down water from rainfall, but an inexhaustible supply. So he introduced what it is, how it comes to be, how to locate it, how he locates it, and how to make this available